Well, it's always when you have success, it's your kids played extremely hard and they executed the plan, and the plan was good. Sometimes they play very hard and the plan isn't so good, so it doesn't matter. Sometimes they don't play hard enough and your plan's excellent. That doesn't matter. We didn't get it done. That's the way I look at it. We did. We played competitively 2 years in a row with the University of Michigan. This year they were in the Final Four, so that's something that you can draw confidence from. But I think it boils down to always players. The players executed the plan and they really played hard.
About Michigan last year?
Yeah.
It was a heck of a team, and a lot of respect for it, right? And certainly some dynamic players, individual players, but I also believe it was a really good football team, and that's, I think you have to be. I mean, to win this conference, you got to be that team, and they were that last year.
I know you don't play Michigan every year, but what about them last year made them a different team than what they tended to be?
Yeah, I mean, their efficiency running the ball. I thought that they I don't know if anybody ran the counter play as well as they did in a long time. I thought that was number one, getting prepared for them on tape. Mac did a great job with the defense. I thought they were really well coordinated. I thought, again, even though maybe we didn't have as efficient of a day as we have, I studied football with him in the past. My relationship with John and the Ravens, and I thought he did a really good job. And obviously they were really talented. That side of the ball was as good as anybody collectively we've played. And then, I think just the 1-2 punch in the backfield. I mean, I really think that they 1-2-3 really. I mean, they played multiple backs, and I go back to when, I played Michigan back when they had it rolling. It was like 6 or 8 plays, and then a new back would come in. And 6 or 8 plays, and a new back would come in. Your tongue would be hanging down around your ankles, and then here comes Biaka Matuka. Here comes somebody else. So it was they played, and then kick game wise, they blocked the punt against us. It was more our fault than what they did, but I thought they were really sound and again had really good depth.
You were the only coach in the Big Ten who had success against Michigan. What did you do that allowed you to be able to have the success to win that game?
We just found a way to win. Mm-hmm. We played for 60 minutes in the game, 6 seconds of play, and we didn't flinch. We were able to run the ball, and we were able to make stops when we needed them. And so that's really what it came down to. It was a hard fought game. But at the end of the day, you need to make enough plays to get the job done. And I think that speaks to expecting to win as opposed to going into a game hoping to win. When you expect to win games, you can find a way to win those games.
They're a good football team, and they've been good in the past. I think, to me, they might have gotten back to a little bit more offensively what they were in the past. They just committed to run the football. Their offensive line, I thought, was better. I thought their defense was really good, and they were playing with a swagger and an edge and a confidence on that side of the ball that you kind of expect, which I thought they had in the past. Maybe lost a little bit there at the end of that system that they were running, but without question, always talented. Really good football team. Like quarterback play was better. It makes you better. Talented running backs. I mean, I guess they've always had the talented, skill guys, and I think the O-line's always been there. But they just played better. They had more. It just seemed like of a system that they were hanging their hat on, and just as a opponent, getting ready to watch them and play them, and then playing against them, and they're just talented team for sure, and just to me, you just expect a certain type of team from Michigan, and that's what they were, and so I think that'll just continue to grow.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We've had great games year in and year out against Michigan. A lot of them have been one possession games. Obviously, going there is a tough place to play, and coming our place is a tough place to play. But obviously, they were able to do it consistently. I think that's the challenge in our conference, right? Especially on our side of the conference in our division. You got to be able to do it week in and week out and at a consistent level. I think if you had to say what was the biggest differentiator, the defensive ends. When you have guys like that change the game plan significantly, when you have two guys that can rush the passer and be disruptive like they were able to be all season long, that was one of many, but probably the thing that stood out to me the most.
I think that their confidence, number one, and they knew who they were. They were a team that wanted to play a physical brand of football. They wanted to establish the run, play good defense, win special teams, and they did it consistently all year long. I think their identity, they created the identity and stuck to it, and that's where you have a chance to win a Big Ten championship.
Your game against Michigan last year, lots of action. What did you, looking back, what did Donovan Edwards do that you didn't see?
What jersey number is it? I don't know names, man. 7. I mean, he made a bunch of plays for him. I do know that, but I think across the board when we played them at that time, I mean, obviously the score was indicative that they made a ton of plays all over the field. They did it in all 3 phases. So they were a really good team a year ago. Obviously number 7 was one of their guys that was a playmaker and did a tremendous job.
What was different about facing Michigan last year compared to some of the other years you've gone up against them?
Well, every year we have the same expectation. And the first goal is to beat the team up north and win the rivalry game, and that didn't happen. And so, we had to sit on that for a calendar year, and that's not good. We don't want to have to go through that again. And so in the off season, we've tried to really make sure that the guys are reminded of that game, that the coaches are reminded of that game, everybody in the building's reminded of that game, but also know that we have to move forward. We can't let that game beat us twice, but it's something that we never want to have to go through again.
This season, so it wasn't just in December when we saw them. They were playing good football start to finish, and I think the approach offensively, just from one person's opinion, was clearly different than it maybe it had been. I think they transformed their vision of what they're going to do offensively a little bit and got a little bit more committed to running the football. To me, that made them a very dangerous team. And then, they're very dynamic. They've got really good skilled players. They got good linemen, good running backs, good quarterbacks. So, when you have that kind of balance and you play good defense, that gives you an opportunity. And they certainly did a good job of those things.
Thank you.